From Mr. Miyagi's garden, which has just been trashed by a bunch of thugs. And they did some not very nice things to Daniel-san as well. This is Kurt Berglund with season ticket baseball, brain cramp, and a demo that continues our unboxing and tutorial and information session that I posted just last week. In this video, I'm going to go through several innings. Maybe we'll get through a whole game, I'm not sure. Depending upon how long the time goes, I might cut things off. But what I want to do is to get a game played so you can kind of see how everything works, how the cards look, how the cards interact with each other, how the field works, the ballpark charts, and so on. The opposition in this game isn't as important as you seeing what happens, but just so you know, the teams are going to be the 2019 Philadelphia Phillies at the 2019 Chicago Cubs, so we will be in the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. The opposing pitcher will be Aaron Nola for the Philadelphia Phillies. He was 12-7 in 34 starts for the Phillies in 2019. And he'll be opposed by right-hander Yu Darvish, who was 6-8 for the Cubs in 2019 in 31 starts of his own. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go through things at a deliberate pace so you can kind of see how everything goes and hopefully learn a little bit more about how season ticket baseball works. And then if you still have questions or want me to do more of these types of things to kind of walk you through how the game works, please ask the questions or tell me that you want more innings in the comments section below this video. And if you're so moved to subscribe to my channel, that would be honky-dory. All right, so let's get to the game. All right, we're starting here with an idea of my layout that I have to kind of set things up. This is the ballpark chart for season ticket. It contains all of the weather information that you need, fatigue for pitchers, which will become important later in the game, and then what happens on deep drives, which is based partly on weather, but also on park factors as well. So, below that, I put the pitcher's card and then the batting cards, because they go in 100 to a total of 500 here, or 499. Then the defense kicks in with the 500s, and the potential fatigue kicks in with the 600s. All right, so that's kind of laying the groundwork for that. Yeah, so I think we're ready to go. Let us begin with our first roll. Andrew McCutchen is the leadoff batter for the Philadelphia Phillies. Darvish is on the mound. We are ready to roll, and here we go. So our first roll, I should have done this different. I'll do it this way. Okay, so our first roll is 608. 608, red, white, and blue. And that gets us to a strikeout for Mr. Darvish on Andrew McCutchen. So there's one gone in the first inning. Next up is Rhys Hoskins. This is a 502, which is a fielding check. So the 2 tells us that, I'm sorry, the 0, my bad, is well, now I'm brain cramping, which is good. A brain cramp is a good thing. So let's figure out why I'm brain cramping on where this goes. Okay, we go to the rare play table. 500 to 509 is a rare play. So what we do for that is we consult the rare play table. And it looks like this. And we roll again on the rare play table that matches the initial die roll and current game situation. Well, we have nobody on base and 1 out. So we're going to go to rare plays on page 205, pages 2 through 5. All right, so let us roll our dice again. That gives us a 323. And a 323 on the rare play table is batter is safe at second on a throwing error by the second baseman. Runners advance 2 bases. The number actually falls here as a 332. No, 323, sorry. As above, but R1 may try to score by challenging the first baseman's R rating. Well, there is no runner on first, so he won't be challenging anything. But we have a 2-base E4 that puts Rhys Hoskins on second base with 1 out. So we have an E4. Hoskins is in scoring position. And now it's Bryce Harper against Darvish. Okay, here comes the next roll. Red, white, and blue is 572, which tells us that it goes to the Cubs left fielder because 7 is the defensive notation for the left fielder, and then a 2. Well, the Cubs left fielder is Kyle Schwarber. 572 is an F7R3. Well, what this means is that as a fly out to left, the runner on third can tag. That's the question mark. He does not have to because there's no exclamation mark there. So it's a fly out to Schwarber. There is no runner on third, so Rhys Hoskins stays at second base. With 2 outs and Hoskins still at second, it's Real Muto and JT. Red, white, and blue is 374. That's on his card. This is in the column that is regardless of split. 374 is a 5-4-3 double play. Well, it would be if we had a double play situation, but we don't, so it's just a ground out to Chris Bryant at third base, and that's the 3rd out of the 1st inning. And that is the 1st. Now we have Nola coming to the mound to face Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant in the Cub 1st inning. Alrighty, so here's Aaron Nola. This is a 108. A 108 is a 3XX. Now what this means is that we I always mess this up. Okay, so so we keep the 3, and then we re-roll the other 2. No, I'm wrong. Now we keep the last 2 digits the same. All right, so it's 108. That changes to 308. And now we go to the batter's card under 308, and that's a strikeout for Rizzo. One gone. So if we have this is a 108 in the roll. We look here for the outcome, and it's 3XX. We keep the 08 the same, and we change it to a 308. That transfers us to the batter's card, which is a strikeout for Rizzo. Alrighty, and so with one out in the bottom of the first, it's Javi Baez. Red, white, and blue is 460. 460 on Baez's card against a right-handed pitcher is a double. Now, if we had a runner on base, which we, at the moment, do not, but if we had a runner on base, the hash tells us that I'm going to show this to you here so you see where to look on your pages. All right. So there's a runner event. If you get a hash for a symbol, and we did because we rolled a 460, and the 460 is right here. We have a right-handed pitcher because Nola's a righty. We have a double. And if there was a runner on first base, the runner rolls a speed check. We roll two six-sided dice. If both dice are below the runner's speed rating, he advances. Okay, so what that means is that he could go all the way home, potentially. We would do a speed rating check, speed check. But there's no runner on first base, so Baez settles for a double. And with one out, it's Bryant at the plate. And here comes Chris. The pitch from Nola goes like this. 667. 667 is our roll. That goes to the 600 chart. The 667 chart comes down here, and it is a wild pitch. Baez goes to third. Bryant stays at the plate. And the pitch here, now I can see that's better on the screen. 362. 362 is a 5-4-3 double play. Now, we were not playing in, as you would not do normally in the first inning. And so this is what the infield in chart looks like. So we have a 5-4-3 double play. The runner on third is not going on contact. I did not declare that. So R3 is not going on contact, so it's a simple ground out to Bryant. If I said that he was, we would have a chance. Bryant would have the option to try and throw him out at home. What you do in that event is to test the runner on third, in this case it's Baez, his speed rating with the fielder's arm rating. Well, this would be hit to Maikel Franco, and he would throw home and try and beat Baez's attempt to score. But we did not have the runner going on contact, so this is a ground out to Franco at third base. Now it's Schwarber with 2 outs. Pitch to Kyle is a 2-1-5. That's on the pitcher's card. And a 2-1-5 is versus a lefty because Schwarber is a left-handed batter, 4XX. So now we transfer this to a 4-1-2. That goes to a 4-1-2. He's a right-handed pitcher, and Schwarber draws a walk. So now the Cubs have runners at first and third with 2 outs for Ben Zobrist. Alrighty. The pitch to Ben. Oop. Here's that die. It's a 697. So we go to the 600 chart. A 697 is a deep drive to center field. Now, let's look there and see what this will look like. The deep drive to center field means we go to the deep drive chart. And there, it's in your screen. All right. Now, we take the power number plus the 2 D10s. Well, Zobrist's power number, I will show you, is found in the upper left corner of his card. It's a 2. So we take a 2, and we roll the 2 D10s, and we get a 1. So that's a total of a 3. First base plus and an R1. All right, so let's look at what happens there. A first base plus, first of all, we'll come back here. This is our quick start guide, which is incredibly handy. First base plus is an outfield single. R2, R3 score, R1 goes to second base. Except, in this event, we have an R1 question mark, which means that we can potentially send our runner on first base and have him try to go to third. All right, so first of all, let's do our housekeeping. Baez scores. It's 1-0 Cubs. Schwarber is rounding second. Now we're going to do this so you see, not because I've lost my mind, but I'm actually going to have Schwarber try to, well, actually I may have lost my mind, but that's not why we're doing this. We're sending Schwarber to third to show how taking an extra base works in season ticket. So Schwarber's speed is a 4. All right, so we know that he's going to try and take an extra base. How does that work? Well, all right, so we find the center fielder's arm. Center fielder's arm is a 5. It's right there. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Franco. Center fielder is Scott Kingery. Scott Kingery's arm is a 7. All right, so Kingery's arm is a 7, and Schwarber's speed is a 4. So I'm going to show you the chart, or I'm going to show you how this looks in the instructions. It's under challenging the fielder's arm. So for speed, we take the 2 D10s plus the D6, and that has to be greater than 10 plus the outfielder's arm. Okay. So, what do we know? We know that Kingery's arm is a 7. If we add 10 to that, it's a 17. We know that Schwarber is a 4 on the speed. So it's 17 versus 4, and then plus the total of these 3. So Schwarber's going for third, and Kingery is throwing for him. The throw, 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. 19 is greater than 17. So Schwarber beats the throw, not by much, to third base. Kingery almost gets him, but doesn't. All right, so Schwarber is safe at third, and that, my friends, when you have one of two things. If you have a question mark, you can take or try to take an extra base. If you have a question mark with an exclamation point behind it, you must try to take the extra base. And so the speed challenging the outfielder's arm is exactly how you do it. In my example. Now, for any runner advancement roll, if the 10-sided dice would be doubles and the number on each die is greater than the thrower's defense rating, you get an overthrow. So you could potentially, like if I rolled an 88, that would be higher than Kingery's defense rating, which is 5, and then that would be an overthrow. But we didn't get that. Instead, Schwarber was just safe at third base, and now we have Cubs at the corners one more time. It's Zobrist at first, Zobrist at first, and Schwarber at third. Now it's Contreras. Now, to push the situation here a little bit, I'm going to have Zobrist try and steal. Now, normally, I haven't lost my mind. Normally, I would not do this, but just like normally with 2 outs, I'm not going to send Kyle Schwarber off on an adventure to try and take an extra base on Scott Kingery. But we're learning, and that's why we're doing this. So, let's review how we do a steal attempt. A stolen base attempt is a 2-step process in season ticket baseball. The offense may attempt to establish a lead. This is optional. You can attempt to steal without establishing a lead, but your chance is lower. Establishing a lead requires a die roll using the runner's steal rating against the pitcher's hold rating. You roll 2 10-sided dice and add the runner's steal rating. If this exceeds the hold rating by 10 or more, the runner establishes a lead. All right. So, the steal rating for Zobrist is a 5. The hold rating for Nola is a 5. Now we're going to roll 2 10-sided dice. And if this exceeds the pitcher's hold rating by 10 or more, so if we get to 15 or more, the runner establishes a lead. And what that tells us is these 2 dice need to add up to 10 or more. It's 11. He got a lead. All right. Now, you can do this once per batter. So if he doesn't get it now with Wilson Contreras up, he can try it again if the inning continues with Jason Hayward at the plate. Some games don't do it that way, but this one does. All right, so we established the lead. Now, if you get the lead, you attempt the steal by rolling dice and adding the number's speed rating. But which dice do we add? Well, he got the lead, so we're going to add all 3 dice to the speed rating. All right. Now, we need to look up the catcher's arm, JT Realmuto. His arm is a 7. The target number is the catcher's arm rating plus 10. So 17. So Zobrist's speed is a 3. So the target number is the arm rating plus 10. If the speed rating plus the dice rolled exceed the arm rating by 10 or more, the steal succeeds. All right, so we have 3 right now. 4, 10, 19. Real Muto's arm rating is a 17. We have not exceeded the catcher's arm rating by 10 or more. So Zobrist gets shot down stealing on this attempt. Let's review that one more time. To steal, we established a lead. We rolled our 2d10 ratings, our 2d10 dice, and we compared the steal rating against the pitcher's hold rating. Steal rating is 5. Hold rating for Nola is a 5. We add these two together, and we have to exceed the hold rating by 10 or more, or we did not get a good jump. But we did. We did get a good jump, so we get to roll all 3 dice. If we didn't get a good jump, if we didn't get a lead, we only get to roll these 2 dice. Okay, so you can always go, but do you get to add in the D6? If you get a lead, you can. If you don't, then you don't. And that, my friends, is stealing bases season ticket style. So we've completed 1 inning. It's 1-0 Cubs over Phillies so far. Let's go to the top of the second. Yu Darvish coming back out, and he will face Franco, Segura, and Hernandez for the Phillies. Alrighty, here we go. Franco is up. Red, white, and blue. It's a 649. 649 takes us to the ballpark chart. And that is a 5-3 ground out for Franco. 1 gone in the second. Now up is Segura, the shortstop. 643. That is a 3-1 put out. So in this case, it's Anthony Rizzo gloving it and flipping to Darvish covering the base for the out. And there's 2 gone in the Phillies' second inning for Cesar Hernandez. And here's the pitch to him. It's a 4-14. So we're going to look at Cesar's split box. This is a potential sacrifice fly if there were a runner on third. The number is 414. And so it's a fly out to right field. Hayward makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Yu Darvish. All right. Here comes Nola back out after the bizarre attempt by Ben Zobrist to steal second base, ending the first inning. It'll be Contreras, Hayward, and Almora for the Cubs. And the pitch is a 260. A 260. Well, that's on the pitcher's card. So that's Nola. A 260 and a right-handed batter is up. So this is a ground out to third base. Alrighty. Getting myself organized here a little bit. Alright. We're going to need to bunt here soon. But for now, I want to get a bunt shown to you, and but that's okay for right now. All right, next up is Jason Hayward. 1 out in the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cubs. 286, also on the batter's card. 286 is versus a lefty is deep to right field. Alrighty, so now we come back. Because of our weather, which is 84 degrees, this is a September day, so it's a warm September day, but that's a +0 at Wrigley Field. So we don't add anything to this. Instead, we take the power number plus the two D10s. Well, Jason Hayward's power number found in the upper left corner of his card is a 5. And now we're going to take the two D10s, and this is to right field in Wrigley Field, and that's a 69. So 5 plus 69 makes it a, 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 9 is 20. So now we come down here, it's deep to right, and it's 20, and that is gone. Jason Hayward has left the building, so has Elvis, and it's 2-0 Cubs, as Aaron Nola has surrendered a long one to Jason Hayward. So with one out, Albert Almora comes to the plate against Nola. It's 2-0 Cubs. And this is a 5-17. Well, it's the 500 block of outcomes. The 1 tells us it's going to the pitcher, and the 7 gives us the outcome. So we're looking up here on Nola's defensive card. 5-17 is a 1-3 putout, so he turns and flips it to Hoskins, and that's 2 gone in the second inning. Now we come to the pitcher-batter card, and we're going to check Darvish's contact and eye rating depending upon what we roll. His contact rating for Darvish is a 1. His eye rating is a 2. Okay, so the pitch is a 217. A 217, Darvish is a right-handed batter, and that makes it a 4XX, which makes it a 417. All right, so now we look on the pitcher's hitting card. His eye rating is a 2. A 417 becomes a ground out to third. This is Franco, who throws to Hoskins, and that retires Darvish in the second inning. So we've played 2, and the Cubs lead 2-0. I hope this is helpful. We're going to the top of 3, and it's near the bottom of the Phillies order. It's Kingery, Nola, and then to the top with McCutchen. All right. So Kingery stands in. The pitch from Darvish is a 5-0-1. 500 to 509 is a rare play. So the first thing that we have to do is to check our rare play chart that kind of directs us which rare play chart to look at after that. And that is, don't tell me, it's right here. All right. Now, we look on this chart. We're going to roll again. And we get a 572. All right, so first of all, we got here on a 507, I want to say. Doesn't matter. There is nobody out, and there's nobody on. So we have pages 2 through 5 for rare plays. And we're going to look at number 527. Alrighty. Now for this rare play, it's a hard drive deflects off the pitcher's back, caught in the air by the shortstop, and the runners hold. So Yu Darvish, it banks off his back and goes to Baez, who makes the catch. And that is out number 1 in the Phillies' third. Now we come to the 9th place hitter, Nola. And so he's got the same ratings as Darvish does. Contact and I, we have to look at that. Contact is 1, I is 5 for Aaron Nola. Now we roll. The pitch from Darvish is a 1-8-1. So we look on his card, and we get a 1-8-1, which is a walk. So much to the chagrin of Joe Madden, Yu Darvish has walked Aaron Nola with 1 out in the third. Now it's Andrew McCutchen. Andrew struck out his first time up. There's 1 man out. The pitch from Darvish is a 5-16. That is a defensive check because it's in the 500s. It goes to the pitcher because of the 1. And we look at this 5-16. Well, that's a single. McCutchen has himself a single, and Nola advances 1 base. Alrighty. Next up, Rhys Hoskins with Nola at second and McCutchen at first. Hoskins 0 for 1. 350 is this roll. And a 350 comes onto the batter's card. It is a fly out to left field, F7. The runner on third gets a hashtag. And the hashtag means you can have a speed check to score that runner from third. Well, we don't have a runner at third, so that's just a fly out to left field. And with 2 outs now, it's Harper. And so Harper comes up, and the pitch from Darvish is a 655. 655. And we look on our 600 chart for that. The 655 is a 5-4 putout. Bryant gloves it and throws to Zobrist covering second to end the inning. The Phillies threaten but do not score in the third, and now it's time for the Cubs. If we had chosen to try and advance a runner from third, let's suppose in that inning McCutchen was the runner on third base, and the hashtag comes up with Hoskins. McCutchen's speed is a 5. Okay, then we look at the outfielder's arm. Well, in this case, it went to left field, and Schwarber's arm in left field is a 4. All right. So what do we do? With McCutchen's speed of 5 and Schwarber's arm a 4, if Andrew had been on third, we would have taken his speed, the 5, and rolled all 3 dice, plus Schwarber's arm of a 4, plus 10. So just for fun, let's do it. So we got to beat a 14, and we already have 5. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11, plus 7 is 18, and Andrew would have been safe had he been on third and tagged up on that play. So tagging up, whether for a speed check. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Check that. Okay, a hashtag is a speed check. What I did was runner advancement. What I did was a question mark or a question mark with a exclamation mark. That's when you roll all 3. When you're doing a speed check, you take just the 2 D6s. So in this case, 14 is the number. Schwarber's 4 plus the 10. And you're comparing it with McCutcheon's speed of 5 and these two D6s, which comes out to 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. McCutcheon would have had 15 and beaten Schwarber's 14 and been safe. All right, so we go to the bottom of the third, and it's the top of the Cubs order, and it's Nola facing Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant. And here's the pitch from Aaron. 667. We're looking on the 600 chart. It's a wild pitch, which is nothing, so we roll again. 688. 688 is a single for Rizzo. He's aboard with nobody out. Now it's Baez. Now we can bunt. So let's do that. All right. Season ticket baseball allows the use of the bunt in any situation. Instead of rolling all three result dice, the offense rolls one 6-sided die and one 10-sided die, adds them to the player's bunt rating, and finds the total on the following table. All right. So, bunt rating for Baez is a 3. We're going to add one 6-sided die and one 10-sided die to the number 3. That's a 14. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 6 makes 14. And it's a foul ball. 2 strikes on the batter. Now, when you miss or get a foul ball, these results indicate that the batter either bunted the foul, or bunted foul the first 2 pitches. Regardless of whether Mr. Foul is rolled, the result is the same. The batter now has 2 strikes. With 2 strikes, the batter has 2 options. Keep the bunt on, but roll foul or miss again, and he's out. Or he can take the batter off, the bunt off, and swing away. But any 600 number results in a strikeout. You also subtract 2 from power on all deep rolls. And if there's a walk, the batter doesn't walk, you roll the dice again and see the rules for batting with a full count. We're going to bunt again to get some more practice with the bunt chart. So we're going to say Joe Madden leaves the bunt on for Javi. And it's a 16 plus his bunt of 3. A 16 plus the bunt of 3. So that becomes a 19. Oh, I'm wrong. Nope. We add these together. So 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 6 is 10. This becomes a fielder's choice to the third baseman. All right, so these indicate a ball bunted with a bit too much force to the first baseman, catcher, third baseman, or pitcher. The respective fielders should choose one of the following. Take the automatic out at first base, or try to get the lead runner, which you can do by going after with the runner's speed plus arm. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. Rizzo is on first base. Rizzo's speed is a 4. Plus 10 to Anthony's speed makes him a 14. Franco's arm is a 5. You're going to add 5 to the roll of these 3 dice. The pitch to Frank, or the throw from Franco, 6, 8, 13. If the fielder succeeds, the lead runner is out, the batter is safe, and all runners advance one base. Except guess what? This is a 13, and Rizzo is a 14, so Baez is safe on a fielder's choice, although I think they would also give him credit for a sacrifice, so he doesn't get an at-bat there. But he would be safe at first. Rizzo advances to second, and now there's 2 on with nobody out, and that's why you never, ever, 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 ever try for the lead runner on a bunt play. Unless, of course, it's a suicide squeeze and the game's on the line. All right. Bryant at the plate. Nola pitches. Red, white, and blue is 165. That's on Nola's card. A 165 becomes a walk. And now the bases are dripping with Cubs. And it's Schwarber coming up again. .276. 276 is on his split card for the pitcher, Nola. Schwarber's a left-handed batter. He struck out, and Nola gets his first out of the 3rd inning. And here comes Zobrist. Pitch from Nola. 236. 236 is a left-handed batter because Zobrist is a switch hitter. That becomes a ground ball to Hernandez, who flips to Segura, who throws to Hoskins. And that, my friends, is a soul-crushing, rally-killing 4-6-3 double play. And the Phillies get out of the inning, even though they futzed around with trying to get the lead runner in a sacrifice bunt. So, after 3, it's 2-0 Cubs. And that is, I think, as far as we're going to go with this demo on Season Ticket Baseball. We've played 3 innings at Wrigley Field. We've gone through taking an extra base, attempting a steal, a bunt. We've had 2 deep drives, which is good. We have experience with the 600 chart now. We've had defensive checks on the 500 level. We've had 2 rare plays. That's pretty good. We haven't gotten through everything, but we've gotten through most things as an example for you to see how the game plays. I hope that you're getting a feel for how the game goes and a little bit of a sense of the flow that you get. I think it's a well-designed game. I'm having fun explaining it to you, even though I know this gets a little bit slow maybe listening to it, but I'm learning too. We're all learning how the game goes, but this is an exciting new game, and I think it has something to teach us about the game of baseball, and that's kind of why I like it. So, with that said, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please put your comments, questions in the comments section. If you'd like me to go over more or do more innings, I can do that. Go over special situations again, or certainly if I've made a mistake, please bring that to my attention. But I think we're pretty right on so far with this. So thank you again, and stay tuned for more demos of more games. This will be a busy week, actually a busy couple of weeks for demos. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do that so you stay up to speed with all the new stuff that I'm going to be showing. Baseball games that are either brand new or maybe you haven't heard a lot about. And just in time to launch a nuclear weapon right at your holiday budget. You're welcome. My name's Kurt Berglund. Have a great evening. We got to stick together, people. So long, everybody.